All the chickens are gone. We finished selling chickens yesterday. They've all gone to be processed. It's now time to start cleaning up from that flock and then start getting ready for the next one. If you've seen my Between the Flocks video, you've seen kind of the process of what it takes as far as the cleanup and then the getting ready for the new chickens. This time we're going to do something a little bit different. We're still going to do most all that same stuff, but we're also going to windrow our litter. The windrower is an attachment that goes behind the tractor. We'll make 2 laps in every house, and it's going to basically make 2 piles of chicken litter all the way down the length of the house. Once it's piled up, that litter will go through a heating process. It's going to get real hot on the inside of that pile, and that's supposed to help kill any unwanted pathogens in the litter. So we're going to get this windrower hooked up and start running it through each of these houses and get everything started. Usually you want to put it into 2 windrows, let it sit for a couple days, go through that heating process, and then you want to re-roll it into 2 more piles. So you move it over, roll it again, and then let it sit for a couple more days. But because our downtime is around 14 days, we're not going to be able to do that second one. So we're just going to roll it up one time, let it sit for a couple days, start smoothing it back down because we'll need to run that cruster over it, get the litter cleaned up, and then start getting ready for the next flock. So the way this works, all these paddles on here grind up the litter. They're all angled where it brings the litter in this direction and it comes out this side. Once it comes out this side, it basically just piles it up as you go down through the house. Let's go see the windrower in action. We ran into a little bit of an issue. Eric broke the chain.
Yeah, I finished the chain off that you broke.
Luckily, we've got the parts in the shop we need, so we're going to put a new master link in and get it back running. This is where the chain goes. That puts tension on the chain, so we're loosening it up. Get this chain put back on, then we'll tighten it back down. Chain's back on. Now we'll just adjust it. You want to have a little bit of play in it, but not too much play. Covers on and we're getting back to work. This particular windrower is made by Lewis Brothers. They make a lot of poultry equipment. They make the cruster, some other stuff. There are different brands, but that's just the one that we use. We pull up behind our John Deere. This is a John Deere 4066R. We bought it here probably 3 years ago. It's hydrostatic, 66 horse, but it's perfect for the chicken houses. It easily gets under everything, so we've really gotten a lot of use out of this tractor.
A lot of the windrowers are PTO driven, and you pull them like KMC. You pull them 3-point hitch, which is good, but you have to have a lot heavier tractor and a lot higher horsepower. We can pull this Lewis Brothers, since it is hydraulically driven off the PTO instead of mounted 3-point hitch. We can run a lot smaller size tractor, 66 horse, hydrostatic. That's the biggest tractor currently that John Deere makes in a hydrostatic transmission. The hydrostatic just makes it so much easier in the chicken house about making gradual movements instead of actually having to put it in a set gear. So that's why this setup works good for us, is because we can use a smaller frame, lighter tractor to do the same job, which in turn it costs a lot less money than a 100 to 125 horsepower tractor.
So this is what you're left with after you do 2 laps with the windrower. As you can see, it doesn't get every bit of litter, but here's one pile of litter there. So it's about knee high or so, but underneath it'll start building a lot of heat. I think ideally you want it to get to about 135 degrees to start really killing those pathogens. So we'll let it sit for probably 3 days. So we'll come back through with that same windrower. We'll knock these mounds back down. As you can see, it broke up a lot of the crusting, but there's still some. So we'll run the cruster back over it to get all that crusting back out, and then we can start really smoothing the litter down and start getting ready for next flock. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you've learned a little bit more about chicken houses and what goes on. Bird health is very important to us. We strive to get these chickens started off in the best possible conditions. So this windrowing is one of those things that we do that tries to get us started in the right direction. We want these birds to be as healthy as possible when we send them to market. But hope you've enjoyed the video. Be sure and give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed, so you can stay up to date on everything that's going on the farm. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next video.